Good evening and welcome to the inaugural Proto Awards, brought to you by the Virtual Reality Foundation. Now, please welcome your host from the hit HBO comedy Silicon Valley, it's Thomas Middleditch.
We all did it! We made it! Thank you guys for attending the first ever Proto Awards recognizing excellent in virtual reality content. Give yourselves a round of applause. I like how in that sentence I said thank you all for attending. Like, thanks for coming to your own awards show. So good job. I feel like most of the evening is just going to be trying to figure out what the hell Proto Awards means. Because to me it sounds like proto, like prototype. So it's like if it's the first Proto Awards, it's like the first awards, like the Alpha Beta Awards. I don't know. What does Proto stand for in this instance? What did you just say? Protoporus, the Greek word for pioneer. That's good. This is good stuff, guys. Alienate yourselves further from the general populace. Keep doing it. Because it's not enough just to be wearing like oversized ski goggles that you can't see out of and waving your arms, being like, I'm nauseous, I should have brought my Dramamine. So keep it extra nerdy. Don't let it dip below 60 frames per second. 65, someone said. It's higher than you believe. The frame count is ridiculous. We've got to keep it lower. It's impossible. It's a good thing this is being filmed. It'll be put on the internet and someone will click the link being like, oh, I can't believe I didn't see this live. Oh well, at least I get to see it some way. The first annual Proto Awards. Just so you know the scale of this, there's no prompter, I have to have an iPad. And this is the only award that made it here without breaking. So, in all honesty, when you win, don't take this. You just sort of gently be like, thank you, but then leave it here. That's not a joke. So, we did it. We did do it. Just a little history lesson. We are in the historic Blossom Room in the Roosevelt Hotel in Hollywood, California. This is where they had the first Academy Awards. So that's pretty fancy, guys. You're a bit turned up with the Hollywood elite. Yeah. You know, this is only the first Proto Awards, but if you're lucky, this too may eventually grow into a bloated, overlong, self-congratulatory stroke fest. If you're lucky. That's coming up sixes, though. Did you say you're hoping? I'm not hoping. I won't be here. Eventually, the idea of dressing up in your best duds and coming down here in a limo may be obsolete by virtual reality. Instead, you can sort of sit on your couch and wear the shirt that you slept in, picking crumbs out of your belly button, or just a shirt with a tuxedo printed on it if you still wanted to be fancy, or nothing at all. I mean, the magic of VR is limitless. Finally, you can do anything nude. Usually at those big fancy award ceremonies, the host can make fun of all the famous people in the audience, but I feel like today there's no shortage of stars. So, if you will, watch out, here I come. Bob, I see Bob from graphics. Cool, good to see you. I see you're wearing a shirt. Shirts, huh? Who else? Oh, Donna's here. Good to see you, Don. Sorry? Linda. I'm sorry, Linda. Hi. Moving on. Tonight we are here to celebrate the developers who have helped to make virtual reality more exciting than ever. And I'm talking more exciting than watching old people try on the Oculus Rift for the first time on YouTube. Way more exciting than that. Oh! It's real! I'm on a tiny roller coaster! I don't know if that joke is funny. I just need any platform I can take to promote my anti-old agenda. You know me. I play on TV. I play a geeky software developer, much like all of you play in real life, but in reality, I am much cooler. I've had sex 2 different times with 1 different person. And that person was asleep. I'm sorry, that's weird. I shouldn't have admitted that. It doesn't matter though, because I and all of you will be able to exponentially increase the amount of people that we sleep with, virtually speaking, and our bodies will be ripped, and I'll be much more endowed, and the girls will call me different names like Peter or the Hammer. And if I'm lucky, I'll be able to sort of see the hint of sadness in her eyes due to her broken relationship with her father. That'll be really pleasant, so thanks in advance to that. That'll be a nice experience given to me by virtual reality. That was dark, I'm sorry. Half of you are like, ha, yeah, porn's gonna be crazy. Other people are like, hey man, we didn't even think of that, that's intense. Before we get to the actual awards though, I have something I want to pitch you guys. Now, I'm into this stuff, and I actually have a sample. All I need are programmers to put this into the latest, greatest Oculus Rift. Now, it's already shot. I have the footage, okay? Now, look, I'm a dog owner. I have a little dog. Her name's Meatloaf. She's a miniature picture, and she's really bossy. Sometimes when I'm home alone, I like to poop with the door open. I'm pooping. She'll come in and she'll start bossing me around, really berating me for no reason whatsoever. And I manage, because like all humans of this century, I poop with my phone. So I dip it in the water, right? We all do this. I managed to get some footage of Meatloaf the dog raging at me. And I think, this is already on the first person perspective, it's already shot. Again, just put it in the Rift, or the latest and greatest. Here's my preview. I present to you, my dog yells at me when I poop. Please. Imagine. You can be me. You can be me taking a poop. And you get to experience this. Just your average Monday night. Starts fucking yelling at you. That's the only way to comment. That's you're just pressing A button, 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 tap, 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 tap. There. But when you stop, she gets back at you. She starts yelling at you. Alright, that's enough, because honestly this goes on for 20 minutes. Yeah, so look, if you're looking for the next project, I think that's a worthy candidate. Alright, let's get on with the show. Now, our first award tonight is for Best GUI. Now, GUI, my doctor told me I had one of those, said I got it from a bad download. Oh my god! Hilarious joke. Jokes aside, it's come to my attention that people often call GUI GUI, which is gross. Let's stop doing that. It's really just a gross word to be thrown around the office. Like, hey, did you fix that GUI? Like, no, stop. Get away from it. So, that being said, the honorees in the category of Best Graphical User Interface are...
Best Graphical User Interface. The honorees are Darknet E. McNeil, Diplopia Apollo VR, Photons, zero transform. Robo obliteration, otherworld interactive. VR typing trainer, lab code studios.
And the winner goes to Tilt Brush, Skillman and Hackett.
This is amazing, guys. First award of the first show, that means something, right?
Thanks, Ricky. That's his name. Call him that. Thank you guys so much. This is fucking ridiculous. Can I say that? Check this. Thanks to everyone. No, seriously, thanks to Johnny Gill and everyone who put this show on. We wouldn't have put our project together, our prototype together, if we didn't have this venue to show it to everybody. So, it's fucking amazing. Thank you.
And that's how the speeches are going to go tonight. To quote, it's fucking amazing. Filmed for the internet. You know, with all the glamour and star power, at a show like this, you'd probably think it was conceived by a cajillionaire who swims through a sea of gold doubloons like Scrooge McDuck. Well, here to disabuse you of that myth, please welcome one-bedroom apartment dweller and the founder of the Proto Awards, Johnny Ross.
If you ask those first attendees of the Homebrew Computer Club whether or not they were writing the future, at best they would have laughed at the question. But we know now, with the visions and imaginations of people like Jobs and Wozniak, that ultimately an entire revolution was being launched. By the same token, if you ask the 300 or so attendees of the original Academy Awards, which took place in this very room in 1929, without the ghosts, whether or not they were creating one of, if not the most iconic award in the world for what was then a relatively new medium, they would have laughed too. It's also a fair bet that a lot of people don't believe that VR has been around long enough for us to have an award show like this. If you ask them, they'll laugh. Everyone in this room tonight is casting a vote together. And the vote is that VR is not a fad. It's here to stay. And it's going to change the world. Like the personal computer has changed the world, like film changed the world, like the web changed the world. And a lot of the people that are going to do it are sitting next to you right now. Some of them are going to walk across this stage to accept an award. Others of them are the hardware and software creators that are making this possible. Let's take a moment to acknowledge those people with a round of applause, please. So, there's a whole bunch of people that get credit for this event happening tonight. At the top of that list is Adam Levin. Who's been working his ass off for the past 5 weeks to make this possible. Thank you, Adam. You're a great friend and a great leader. Adam, along with Kate Stewart, Cosmo Scharf, Gil Barron, Jessica Ward, John Root, James Berrien, Lewis Castle, Emily Kropp, Method Studios Design, we did the graphics tonight in like a week. Thomas Middleditch, where are you? And a whole bunch of other people. Not to mention our sponsors, who cast a vote not only on a new medium, but on a new event. NVIDIA, 6 Sense, Barco, the third floor, Merge, Headquarters Music, Wemo Lab, Dodo Case VR, and last but certainly not least, Jaunt. And of course, our Board of Governors, somewhere over here, I can't see in the dark. For all their help with the voting. It's a lot of work, and these are difficult, if not impossible, decisions. Please give a big round of applause for the team that's come together to make this happen for our community. So, we're giving out awards now for VR. Is it too soon? Yes. Do we care? No. That's right, no! Let's just say we're in beta. You know what I'm saying? Development. This medium, what you the developers are doing with it, has already started changing the world. The way we think about ourselves, the way we think about sharing, what we want our future world to look like. VR has given us hope that we might help shape that future, that we might get to make it awesome the way it's supposed to be. We get to live out dreams, share dreams, dream together about pornography, maybe not together. Always comes back to porn. I'm starting a company, if you guys are just saying. Investors. So it might sound a little overblown, but this is a fact. Tonight we honor pioneers. The developers who are going out on a limb right now, many of them on borrowed money in a one-bedroom apartment, risking everything because they don't even feel like they have a choice. They have to put their hands on this. They have to help shape our future. They have to make porn for the next generation. Right now, in this room, is when we start a tradition of inclusion and recognition, of recognizing the people who are pushing this forward. And that includes everyone here, everyone across the street at Oculus Connect, and even across the world. Whoop, almost broke it. It really did break. We have one other one. Also, including all of the incredible developers who couldn't be here tonight. As you might expect, there's way more amazing stuff being built for VR right now than we could possibly fit into a single ceremony. And so, even as we highlight specific honorees, we recognize and honor the entire community for being brave and forward-thinking enough to be blazing new trails. I'll go further. It is not a reflection on the merit of a particular developer that they were not included tonight, or that they did not win an award. We are all part of this community. These are our awards. That we're having these at all is a testament to all of our collective efforts. So let's give a gigantic round of applause to the people who are pushing this forward.
From that speech, I gleaned that there was only one other one of these, so you were planning on only maybe giving two away?
Sorry guys, we're done.
Okay. All right. Art direction. Art direction takes aesthetic elements and weaves them together to create a cohesive feeling. Like such famous artists as Leonardo da Vinci, who painted Mona Lisa, and Michelangelo, who did Sistine Chapel. The winner of tonight's Best Art Direction Award may one day find themselves to be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Which, I mean, if you really think about it, wouldn't be a good thing. I mean, it sounds cool, but the reality of it is you live in a sewer and you have a rat for a dad, and you eat pizza all day, which like after day one, it's like, oh, that's fun, but then every day you're like, oh, my insides are rotting. Hell. Pros, April O'Neil. Cons, you could never be with her because you're a fucking mutant turtle. So you're locked in this horribly disfigured body, pining and yearning for, like, Megan Fox. Just think about it. Anyway, here to present the award for Best Art Direction is David Coons. There he is.
Hey guys, how's it going? So, I don't have an iPad. Maybe I could do like a minority report thing. Just do that, maybe. Who's read Neuromancer? So I think I read Neuromancer in like about 1990 probably. And here we are. I mean, we're on the dawn of creating something awesome, right? That's amazing. So, like I said, I'm with NVIDIA. Should probably tell you about the stuff we released yesterday. We announced our Maxwell architecture yesterday, and two of the big features of Maxwell is 4K and virtual reality. And the 4K stuff plays into the virtual reality anyway, because what you guys need is tons of fill rate, lots of performance, and some really good anti-aliasing. A lot of the stuff we did for 4K is really going to benefit you there. From the virtual reality standpoint, what we've done a lot of work in the driver to reduce latency down to the bare minimum, actually inside the driver. We've done some crazy stuff where we're actually going to be able to take the most current rendered frame and warp it based on the feedback from the head sensor. So we can actually reduce latency even more by doing an asynchronous warp of the image really late in the processing pipeline. So this stuff is going to help you reduce the latency between the person's head moving and what they see on the screen. So I think that's going to be really useful. And it can draw a lot of pixels. So I guess what I do now is I introduce the video, if the honor is.
Best Art Direction, presented by NVIDIA. The honorings of Synthesis Universe, Rise, Neuralize. Darknet, Human Being. Zing, The Land Before Rainforest Demo, White Hills Direct. Technolust, Iris VR.
Did you guys see me nearly fall off the stage? That was nearly really exciting. I nearly brought the whole thing down. Okay, so the winner of Best Art Direction is Synthesis Universe.
Here, I come all the way to France. Nice to meet you. This means a lot to me because I've been getting ready for VR for like 2 years, working on my universe for 3 years. So I have a lot of content, a lot of things to show you guys. I look forward to everything that comes together so I can really make you come into Synthesis Universe. And just a side note, this would never happen. Thank you for Johnny and Cosmo, and also the SVR community, where everything comes together with VRChat and Bruce and Carl. Thank you so much.
Seriously, this is the only thing you get to take, so...
And memories!
It's mainly just because I don't want to... There's no recycling here, so... Anyway. We come next to the award for Best Live Action Experience. Unfortunately, most real live action experiences consist of paying bills, waiting in traffic, or having your older brother Jake come into your bedroom when you're just playing G.I. Joes and you just want to be left alone, but he doesn't care. He'll just gorilla suplex you into the bed over and over and over again. You're crying, he doesn't care, he'll laugh. And we can't all have a life of dating supermodels and winning Super Bowls because we can't all be Tom Brady. Actually, pretty soon we could all be Tom Brady thanks to virtual reality. God, that would be so awesome. Imagine? Dudes, imagine? Okay, so here are the honorees that get us a little bit closer to being Tom Brady.
Best Live Action Experience. The honorees are Bad, Chris Millie. Hello again, Chris Millie. Strangers with Patrick Watson, London Rift Experience. Visualize and rewind effects. Sleepy Hollow. Vacation.
And the award goes to Strangers with Patrick Watson, Felix, and Paul.
Wow, thanks a lot. Thank you, Cosmo, Johnny, everyone organizing this event. Felix couldn't be here, you can sort of understand that I'm Paul, not Felix. And neither is the rest of the crew, without whom we couldn't have done this. Chris and Maciek, who collaborated with us. Patrick, who was amazing. We showed him, some early demos, and when he saw what we were doing, he was like, all right, let's just do stuff. And we basically shot a whole bunch of stuff with him, did a lot of experimentation. I don't think we could have done this if it wasn't for his enthusiasm. And yeah, I think I also want to thank Oculus. I think for such a young company, and I mean they were a startup just not too long ago, and then the way they've been supporting this community has gone way beyond the Call of Duty, and I don't know, it's pretty amazing what they're doing, and we wouldn't be here without them, so thanks to them. And, thanks.
Right, so what makes interactive design so special? In order to have in order for it to be successful interactively, you have to, oh damn, I'm locked up, okay. In order for, okay, I have an analog version here. It was a hilarious bit. Here to present the award for Best Interactive Design is Sebastian Kuntz from Middle VR.
Good evening. So when I started VR 13 years ago, I thought, wow, this must be great, there must be so many people using that. And I thought that I was really in this year, but in fact it was 2001 and really nobody knew about VR. So I was a bit depressed because I was quite alone working in VR and trying to talk to people and say, you know about VR, it's so great. What is it? So come get in my office and you can test it. Nobody won't come to your office. But I don't have the hardware at home, it's so expensive. So now what's really great is that you can just get the hardware, enjoy it at home. And so I've been working on professional applications for the last 13 years. So VR can really be used in engineering, in prototyping, in marketing, training stuff. And so I've decided also to start a new plugin, which is called VR, which really helps you create interactive applications very quickly. And so that's why I'm very happy to be here, because for me, interactivity is really the basics of VR. So what do we have? What kind of games do we have?
Best Interaction Design, presented by Middle VR. The honorees are The Gallery, 6 Elements, Cloud Game, Skillman, Temple of Murk, AJ Temple, 6 Sense Lightsaber Demo, 6 Sense, Zombies on the Hollow, Surveyors, Vanguard V, Zero Transform.
So, who is the most interactive? Actually, it's a tie. So, you have Zombies of the Holodeck first. And the second one is 6 Sense Lightsaber Demo.
Hi everyone, I'm Graham, one of the co-founders of Survios and one of the creators of Zombies on the Holodeck. Just want to thank everyone who's not here tonight, the rest of the Project Holodeck team from way back in the day, and the rest of everyone else at Survios, and Sixth Sense, and all the sponsors, everybody. It means a lot.
So I just wanted to say that the lightsaber demo wouldn't have been possible without the engineering support we had in Sixth Sense. It was really truly an experiment to see what we could do as a developer in just a few days on top of our VR SDK. And it really did take just a few days to kind of put that together. So I'm really glad the way it turned out, but I'm also very appreciative for the award that we got tonight. Thank you.
Whether it's football, chess, Dungeons and Dragons, or insecure frat guys dressed like hipster magicians negging women in overpriced bars, we are a culture obsessed with playing games. That's a hilarious joke. You may not laugh at it, but it's super fun. Great gameplay can mean the difference between an Xbox achievement or a broken 42-inch plasma screen that your mom just won't stop nagging you about. I told you, Mom, it was an accident, and I promise I'm moving out soon, so just leave it. If anyone needs me, I'll be in my room. Anyway, enough mom jokes. To introduce the honorees for Best Gameplay, please welcome once again my dear personal friend who I've known for years, David Coombs.
It wasn't a 42-inch plasma. It was a 36-inch LCD. And my mom has forgiven me. So when I started doing computer graphics, I had one color and 1K of memory on a ZX80, if you guys remember that thing. And now we're up to 4 gigs of RAM on video cards and bajillions of triangles. It's amazing how much the world has changed in such a short time. So let's have a look at what the best gameplay looks like.
Best Gameplay, presented by NVIDIA. The honorees are Proton Pulse, Zero Transform, Radio G, Tamika Games, Darknet, Human Being, The Gallery, 6 Elements, Cloudhead Games, 6 Sense Desert Eagle, 6 Sense, Zombies on the Holodeck, Surveyors.
And the winner is .NET.
setting everything up. And thanks especially also to Oculus. Without their support, I would not be making Darknet, so thank you so much. As much as I like to pretend that I'm making Darknet alone, I actually have been getting a lot of help from some really talented people. So I want to thank the people who've been helping me along the way: Alfredo Barraza, Clement Scott, Jordan Fair, Michael Heald, and Alex Kane, who've all helped make Darknet what it is. Without them, I would be nothing. So, thank you all.
Early online social interactions often included awkwardly cybersexting with a woman who was actually a big guy called Gary from Omaha, or repeatedly being told how much you suck by a bunch of 11-year-olds online, which constantly happens to me. I will not be dragged into their tomfoolery. Unfortunately, we haven't found a way to truly filter these experiences out, but maybe one day we'll be able to reach a point where we can reach out and punch them right in the face. Just hard, again and again and again. And maybe we'll get points for each punch. There's 100, 200. How many points did you get today in 11-year-old punching? I got 50,000 points. I would be diagnosed a psychopath, but it's virtual reality, so I can do whatever I want. Right? Here are the honorees for Best Social Experience.
Best Social Experience. The honorees are RiftMax Internet Games, VR Chat, Spacewalk, Otherworld Interactive, Spectre, Proceed.
And the winner is RiftMax Internet Games. Told they aren't here tonight, so I will accept this award. It is mine, I earned it, and oh, never mind. Adam, you're a liar. Here they are,
here This is, it's amazing, and you know, like a year ago, I would tell you I would never get on stage and give a speech like this, but VR, supposedly it prepares you for things like this. I can tell you it doesn't. And I can also tell you that multiplayer gameplay has not come a long way. We're still socializing with men, pretending to be women. And, unfortunately, we haven't yet to program that into the game, but we will. Next week, we have a Kickstarter coming out. Every Thursday, we do karaoke. People feel like they're there. We really care a lot about VR, and we really appreciate you guys for putting this on and giving the award out. So, thank you.
I just want to say thank you and assure you that we have let this go to our heads, so just here.
Sound design. Now, when done poorly, sound design can be distracting, and it can take away from the overall experience when you're sort of distracted by the poor sound design. When you put it together in a cohesive form, it can be good, but when it's distracting, it can be too much. So in the end, it's important to design it well. Thank you. Best sound design.
Best sound design. The honorees are Don't Let Go, Skydome Studios, The Gallery 6 Elements, Cloudhead Games, Diorama Number 2, The Gross Agape, The Shoebox Guy, Dreadballs, White Door Games, Scanner chamber, atomic audio limit. Narcosis, honor code.
And the winner is a tie, again, between Dread Hall's White Door Games and the Gallery's 6 Elements by Cloudhead Games.
Can I just say I relate to your character on Silicon Valley a lot lately? I, get frequently nervous, anxiety attacks, puke in my mouth, that kind of stuff. VR is kind of an open, crazy landscape. I wish Joel Green was here to accept this reward with me, award. He came to us from BioWare, and he's an amazingly talented sound engineer, and that whole landscape of designing sound for VR is a completely wild frontier kind of thing, just like everything else in VR. So I'd just like to really thank him for coming to the team and doing an amazing job on the gallery. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for hosting the event. It's an amazing honor to be here with all of our peers. Thank you.
I want to thank Matt Collins, who composed all these scary ambient tracks for the host. And I want to thank the whole VR community for making it possible. Thanks.
The best score is also a very important award. We need to recognize that music takes us...
Already did it! Clap, 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 clap! Already did it! Clap, 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 clap! Already did it! Clap, 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 clap!
Virtual Boy!
Already did it! Clap,
Hey,
clap, clap,
Virtual Boy!
already did it, man! Virtual reality is dead! We did it in 95! Virtual Boy, you're first!
Virtual Boy. Virtual Boy. You can't...
What he killed it, man!
I don't know.
32 bits! 20 games!
20 games is not a big library of games.
How many games have you made?
Okay, I haven't made any games.
20 games. Mario Golf.
Okay?
Mario Tennis.
Yeah.
Nestor's Funky Bowling. Now that you beat the character Nestor,
Who's Nestor?
is a character of the Nintendo, it was a Nintendo Power. Let you live as Nestor.
Yeah.
And do some funky bowling.
Okay. Well, I didn't know you got an invite to this whole thing.
That's the thing, man. I've been like traveling around, like, living on a lot of people's couches and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know if my invite was like lost in the mail or whatever.
I don't know if it was
over
here.
in front of the Chinese theater.
Why are you at the Chinese theater? Why are you doing
No,
that?
I go over there, I dress up as a dog speeder. As a dog speeder.
What?
A dog speeder.
So you just dress up like a dog speeder?
Tourists give me cash.
Why? Because you just saw red?
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. You guys are overthinking this stuff. 1995. 2 colors. Red. Black. Every other color is stupid.
Actually, I gotta tell you. No, Virtual Boy, don't applaud him.
Despair also.
What are you doing?
Proclaim as a rock.
Are you doing parody songs? Proclaim this rock to fit into Virtual Boy?
Proclaim as a rock, man. They knew about Virtual Boy.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Ladies around was talking about Virtual Boy.
Doubt it. I very
There
much
you go,
so.
man. Bottle of red. Bottle of black.
I don't think those are even the
Man, we blew the fucking roof off with resolution. 384 by 224. What the fuck? That's insane.
That's not insane. That's low. That's super low.
This was only 16 by 32.
What? You mean orange and black for Halloween? Red?
Oh, shit, I'm colorblind.
Wait, you're colorblind?
I don't know.
No wonder.
You don't realize it until someone asks you to look at a circle and be like, what number's in there? You're like, I don't know. I live on We Use Couch.
You're living on We Use Couch right now? I hear he's doing well. He's got a nice
Cool
pad.
guy. Touch screen, baby.
Hey man, you gotta go. You've been drinking.
Very successful. 140,000 units sold in the United States.
That's a low number. 140. That's not.
Oh, that's real good. You saying that the population of Pasadena is not good?
No slight to Pasadena. I'm just saying that's not huge.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get it like a goblin.
How big 140,000 is? 1, 2.
Don't count off 140,000. We don't have to.
What's a low number?
I'm just saying.
I recognize you from HBO.
Yeah.
That's fucking sweet, man.
Yeah, it's alright.
Me and my girlfriend, Atari Link, sit and watch the show, man.
Wait, you're dating Atari Link?
Yeah, man. Yeah. She's like, bring 12 AA batteries. What's gonna happen?
Alright.
I love your show, man.
Thanks, dude.
Trying to get by in Williamsburg.
What?
A bunch of girls trying to do their own thing.
No, that's Girls. You said the title of what you thought the show.
Really?
I'm Silicon Valley. I'm not in Girls. I'm not even on the same.
I thought you was Lena Dunham.
You thought I was Lena Dunham?
Yeah. For like 1 second.
For a second, you thought I was Lena Dunham?
Hey, man. I'm being honest. I'm just being honest.
You gotta go.
Yeah, I have to go. I gotta get my shift. I gotta. A bunch of people need me to. From the auto speed. No, we did it for 8 months and not 5.
Virtual Boy. AKA a dog's penis on Hollywood Boulevard. Anyway, as I was saying. There are many ways to express emotion in real life. A smile that says, I'm happy, or a frown that says, I'm mad, or an emoji that says, I'm a piece of pizza. In virtual reality, we also rely on music to establish the mood. Am I in danger? Am I victorious? Am I in France? Paris, France? Paris, Texas? How will I be able to tell the difference without a score? There is no other indication to tell the difference between Paris, Texas, and Paris, France, other than music. They're identical otherwise. But, regardless, here to present the award for Best Score is the partner of Headquarters Music, James Berrien.
So I'm fairly new to your community. Johnny Ross brought a DK1 over to my studio about a year ago, and I was blown away. So thank you guys for having me here. So I'm going to talk about something I know a little bit about instead of VR, but for as long as I can remember, music has played a huge part in my life. Whether I was composing, playing, or just listening, it was a friend to me. It inspired me, it relaxed me, it encouraged me, it reminded me to laugh. Whatever was going on in my life, it was always there. I believe that a well-composed piece of music, arranged to visuals, can do the same thing, especially in this exciting new medium that is exploding with creativity in front of our eyes. Never has there been more of an immersive experience between music and visuals. Tonight, we bring you the honorees for Best Score.
Best Score, presented by Apogee and Headquarters Music. The honorees are Opera Nova, Brunello Design. Eden River HT, Brunello Design. Senza Peso, Kite and Lightning. Zero Transform.
Senza Peso, Kite and Lightning.
Thanks, guys. Would really like to thank the community and everyone who's been part of VR. Thanks, Johnny and Cosmo and Oculus and everyone for putting this together. We're just really excited to be here. And then specifically for this award, I'd love to thank all the musicians who actually did all the hard work. Yale, the drummer, Sasha, the singer, Lucia, the violinist, Dave, the cellist, Yara, the bassist, Saverio, the lyricist, and Yuri and Nick, the producers. They made an amazing track. Thanks so much, guys.
For as long as I can remember, music has played a huge part. I'm sorry. The award for least transportive experience could go to the couch in my living room. But now, thanks to virtual reality, the award for most transportive experience could go to the couch in my living room. LOL, LMAO, hilarious. Now, to present the award for most transportive experience, please welcome Ted Shilowitz.
Hi everyone, having fun so far? Yeah, it's cool. I'll try and be very brief. I'm going to tell you a couple of quick stories. I lived some very interesting odd roles in the epicenter of this strange new universe called virtual reality. I work for a big movie studio called 20th Century Fox, maybe you've heard of it. I'm their, it makes a good stuff. I'm their futurist, which is a very interesting title. So here's what I'm going to tell you. I come from the future, right? And I've come back to tell you what I see, which is really interesting. I'm going to draw a little picture, and I want to see if you agree. It doesn't matter because I've already seen it, right? But I'm going to tell you and see if you agree. In the very near future, you're all going to get on an airplane. And if you're lucky enough to sit in the front of the airplane, when that airplane gets up to about 10,000 feet, you're going to look back, and you're going to see instead of everybody doing this, the minute they say okay, they're going to do this. And they're all going to put these headsets on. And everybody in the front of the plane that didn't live in a one-bedroom apartment, didn't really track VR, is going to go, what are those guys doing back there? And that looks like a lot more fun than what I'm doing up here. That's going to happen. Next time you go to a Starbucks and everybody is playing this, in the future, they're all going to be doing this. This stuff matters. And everything starts somewhere, right? So you right now are in the epicenter of somewhere. This is it. This is where it all comes together. And it all matters. I'm getting choked up. It's kind of cool. So I've been living in this world, and we started diving into the world of VR at a movie studio level. And we start creating stuff that's really interesting. And at the same time, we started building sort of a bricks and mortar version of VR called Marco Escape, which just launched a movie called The Maze Runner, which you might have heard. And we were so insane and disruptive that at the same time we were reinventing the movies for the big screen and putting it all around you in this sort of panoramic experience, we decided, what the hell, let's actually put it into the Rift as well. So now it's actually in the Samsung version of the Rift. As a virtual experience that you can see the cinema of the future that way. So those are the couple things I wanted to tell you. Thanks for letting me be here, and now I think I should watch something go.
Most transportive experience presented by Marco Escape. The honorees are Sightline, The Chair, Thomas Cruzius Mariachi, Bruno, Joe Walker's Interactive. There. Senza Peso, Hype and Lightning. The Gallery, 6 Elements, Cloud and Games. Zombies on the Holodeck, Survios.
So it's a thrill to be here, and I'm thrilled to say who wins this, because I love these guys and I love their work, Zombies on the Holodeck. Fantastic.
Well, I guess I won 2 of these tonight. I guess I get to keep it then. I already said everything I needed to say. Thanks to everyone for serving us, for Project Holodeck, and everything else we've done over the last couple of years. It's been an interesting ride. Thank you.
Now, just real quick, it's come to my attention that Johnny from earlier forgot to mention Leap Motion in his list of people to thank. Yeah, well, if anyone needs to catch up with him after the show, you can find his dismembered body out in the dumpster by In-N-Out, because Leap Motion is pissed. And let me tell you, you do not want to piss off Leap Motion. Innovation. It's the process that evolved the Wright brothers' flimsy glider into the modern-day 747. It's turned mere hubcaps into spinning rims. They be spinning. It's morphed Prince into the artist formerly known as Prince, and finally into the artist formerly known as the artist formerly known as Prince. Innovation is key, and it's unstoppable. To talk a little bit more about actual innovation, please welcome Max Geiger from Wemo Lab.
Very serious. So, we were actually told that Virtual Boy would be introducing this award, so maybe he can come back. Yeah. So I think this is the last one that we're going to lay on real thick and then take like a very serious, like hour or something to do this. But it may have struck some of you as a bit unusual to give out an award for innovation. You could point to all of the experiences nominated here tonight and find something remarkable and innovative about each of them. These experiences, these virtual realities, have all been made possible by new and tremendously exciting advances in the tools and techniques that make the virtual seem real. You all already know this. Such innovations are opening new frontiers for creators, allowing them to lead us into uncharted territory filled with staggering and wonderful experiences. These are pioneering times, and so tonight we honor these pioneers, these creators, these innovators. Their work holds up a light for us, allowing us to see the ground that we've covered only just so recently, and the same light shines more brightly still on the path forward into a wilderness of unexplored and as yet unimagined realities. That is the spirit of innovation. I told you guys I was going to lay out thick. So, the honorees for most innovative are...
Most Innovative Experience, presented by Wemo Lab. The honorees are Sightline, The Chair, Thomas Cruzius Marielche, Diplopia, Apollo VR, Tiltrush, Skillman and Hackett, VR Chat, Sends the Queso, Kite and Lightning, VR Buds, Tyler Hogan, Skillman and Hackett.
And the photo goes to Diplopia by Apollo VR.
Now, I've been assured that these guys are not here. So I will accept this award on their behalf. Thank you so much for the award. It means a lot. I really did a lot to earn it. But now we're going to play some videos for you, so just sit tight.
The Founders Award.
Hello, everybody. I'm very psyched to actually be presenting this next individual. Because we're all gathered tonight by something I think that's really important, it's vision. And each of us has a reason for caring about this thing that's growing faster, I think, than any of us could have ever expected. 9 months ago when I went to the first SFVR, just to even find out a little bit more about what this was, there's probably maybe about 25 people in there. And then I went to the SDVR, and the community got bigger, right? But every time I went to one of these, I just saw passion. And I saw passion because people believed in the thing that they're doing. And it drives everyone here, it's going to drive innovation, it's going to drive what's going to come next. And the people in this room get it, but there's a whole world out there that hasn't yet sampled what we're doing. And the minute they taste it, and they really get a sense of what's coming down the pike, their heads are going to explode. And this industry is going to be dominant, it's going to change lives, and it's going to give a whole new level of creativity to people who want to just explore. And it's something that drives us at Jaunt as a company. We want to develop the cutting-edge tools that are going to go in the hands of the creatives. Create your world, show us something new, make us all care about something we didn't know we could care about. And when you go back and look at what drove each of us, we all have our personal story, but some of mine, maybe some of you share it, are the things I read, whether it's Snow Crash, Diamond Age, anything that was in our background that just gave us a taste of the impossible. It really drove and probably stuck with me, stuck with you quite a bit. And when I think about this next individual, the movies he worked on, whether it's 2001, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Blade Runner, all these things represented a turning point. It just stuck, and it stuck hard, and it made me think about things in a different way. And even to this day, this individual is pushing the frontiers. It's not enough to have 24 frames per second, 48 frames per second, 60 frames per second, maybe it should be 120 frames per second. Yeah. It's that sense of being there with something as close as possible to an auditory and visual experience that puts us in a sense of feeling. So I'm very proud to be able to introduce the following individual, Douglas Trumbull, who's one of my heroes.
Foundation for the great honor of receiving the Founders Award today. Thank you. I'm sorry I can't be there with you today to receive this award because I'm going to be in Toronto at the Giant Screen Cinema Association convention showing my movie Ufotard.
Doug Trumbull is a man with an idea, and the idea is that movies could look more realistic and be more involving than they are.
I'm Doug Trumbull. When I was growing up, I was entranced with movies. I loved the giant screens and spectacle of Cinerama and admired the directors who worked in this fantastic medium, drawing audiences into amazing and almost overwhelming immersive experiences. When George Marshall directed the train sequence in How the West Was Won, I was amazed at how he managed to adapt his directorial style to the ultra-wide 3-camera Cinerama medium. When David Lean made Lawrence of Arabia in 70mm Super Panavision, I was convinced that powerful dramatic stories could be told on the giant screen. My first experience working on a 70mm giant screen movie was as an illustrator on the Cinerama 360 dome screen movie To the Moon and Beyond for the New York World's Fair. It was seen by Stanley Kubrick and Arthur C. Clarke, confirming their belief that they could make what Stanley called the first good science fiction movie. During the production, Kubrick began using extreme wide-angle shots and first-person cinematic language, allowing the audience to be more immersed in the direct experience of his masterpiece, abandoning the conventional, melodramatic cinematic language of the day. And he said consciously, I want the audience to feel like they're in space. It's not whether Keir Dullea and Gary Lockwood are getting along. I want the audience to go on this adventure with them. Telling a story is actually the easiest part. The most challenging part is going beyond that into another dimension and another kind of immersive experience. Directing simulchrony conventionally revealed to me that my challenge was to find a new medium that would be more powerful than cinema. I was developing Brainstorm, which was a vehicle for ShowScan. At that time, the added cost of ShowScan's raw stock processing and new projection equipment was a non-starter for the industry, and I was forced to make Brainstorm conventionally. This was a huge disappointment for me for many reasons. So I stopped writing and directing and began the long haul to find a new way to make movies that would be more immersive, more spectacular, and more involving than they are. One of my subsequent projects was Back to the Future, The Ride for Steven Spielberg and Universal, shot in IMAX, projected onto a giant dome screen similar to the 64 World's Fair.
The real hero behind this is Douglas Trumbull, who really put it together and created the visuals, which really is what The Ride is all about.
In that ride, you became Marty McFly and entered into the movie. It was a huge success and proved to me that it is possible to virtually leave your seat and enter into the proscenium arch, becoming part of the movie yourself. Found out that Christie had developed the Mirage 4K projector capable of running 3D at 120 frames per second. I realized it was now time to get back to making movies. I began shooting tests of 3D and 4K resolution and invented a new way to completely get rid of blurring and strobing forever by shooting the left and right eye cameras out of phase. So when one camera shutter is closed for 180 degrees, the other is open. 100% of the action is captured. Just as Cinerama theaters were converted in the 1950s and IMAX theaters were built for science museums around the world, IMAX was also embraced by the movie industry as the gold standard of the giant screen cinema and multiplex, converting Hollywood movies to the big screen very profitably. Gravity by Alfonso Cuarón is a wonderful example of a spectacular immersive experience. I would like to be there, Magi and virtual. Yes, the audience wants a bigger experience. All the emerging technologies to enable higher frame rates exist in cameras, post-production tools, and projection.
Are we going to take responsibility for trying to make the movie-going experience so compelling and so spectacular that you can't get it on your tablet or your smartphone? It won't happen. If you want spectacle and immersion, it better be spectacle and immersion.
I've written and directed a short experimental movie called Euphotog, shot in the Magi process at 120 frames per second, rather than the conventional 24.
High resolution, high frame rate, large screen size, great bit depth, terrific 3D. It's all these things put together.
Euphotog is an experimental movie. It points the way to a new form of cinematic language, a new movie experience, and a new kind of movie theater.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to find out who is the best overall. Neil Armstrong was the best at walking on the moon. The Karate Kid was the best around, and nothing was ever going to keep him down. I am the best host of the Proto Awards, simply by default, because there's no competition. So I get that. That's me. Oh, God. You've become more drunk.
Look, and earlier, before, when I was younger, I was playing a big game. I was talking about how great I am.
Yeah?
But I'm aware that I was released in August of '95.
It sounds like you just researched your own wiki page.
No way, man.
Okay.
No way, I know my history.
Okay. You sure you just didn't learn it just
I
now?
learned it. I've known this for years.
Okay. All
My
right.
life.
Okay.
I was discontinued in March of '96. That fucking sucks, man.
I know.
That shit. And I you know how I earlier told you I'm the Hollywood Boulevard player.
Yeah, it's a dog's penis. Yes, we remember.
Yeah, that's a lie too.
Thank God. just ball up? You just ball up?
I mean, what am I the best at? What is Virtual Boy the best at?
Okay.
How can I be a virtual man? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Okay. Okay, look, the Proto Awards is not about making people feel bad. It's about celebrating the good parts. So, here you go. Okay, you, Virtual Boy, you are the best at giving people severe headaches. Yeah, man. Even more than staring directly into the sun.
So much so that Nintendo had to put out a warning that 7-year-olds can't play it because it would cause them severe ocular damage.
Yeah.
Yeah!
You did it.
Masters Funky Bowling! Everybody! Masters Funky Bowling! Come on, Jay! Masters Funky Bowling! Jay! Okay. Masters Funky Bowling! You got your award. All right.
Virtual Boy. Let's hope we never see him again, except for overpriced eBay bids. Okay, tonight we honor the best overall experience in the field of virtual reality. You know, we've heard all the speeches. We're gonna revolutionize this, we're gonna pioneer that, blah, blah, blah. This is the only speech that matters. You rest assured, every other award up until now is total dog shit. This is best picture time, man. This is best overall. I cannot stress enough the world-changing repercussions of this award. Whoever wins this, it is a millionaire tomorrow. I promise you. I mean, I'll just get out credit cards and max them out just to give them $1 million cash. No, I won't. But I'm not even going to introduce this. To honor the best overall experience, please welcome Amir Rubin from Sixth Sense.
It's an emotional day. I'm not known to be very emotional, but we show it. But it is very emotional for me. It's been more than 20 years now that I've been in this obsessive adventure, you know, trying to create an experience that I had back in the 90s. Where I was developing a military simulator and trying a virtual reality simulator then. It was clearly a transformative experience for me. I felt that that's not something that should be kept for the military. In a later year, I started developing with the company I had then a simulator. One of my customers were both the military of the joint project with Israel and the Marines, the US Marines. And I will summarize it to what I consider to be the most important piece of education that led me all the way to date. I was told when I asked the general that was managing or responsible for the project, I asked what will be a satisfactory end result? What will make our project a success? Which obviously it needed his signature to get paid for the project, and I needed to understand what would make him happy. And when he was thinking about it, he said, if at the end of the project, as we run the test, or the focus test, and the soldiers will go through it, if they, as they go through it, and they answer all the questions about the experience they had, if none of them will mention anything about technology, anything about the technology that was used, hardware, software, whatever, and only talk about the experience, you succeeded. It worked. It was not that easy then. The hardware was very heavy, and the display was not as good, of course, and many other aspects of the technology was not ready. But it's ready today. And again, I want to thank the Oculus that enabled us to have the HMD to the point where it is, Samsung that helped. I want to thank our extremely dedicated team at Sixth Sense that could have done many other things for the past 4 years, but they kept with it and continuously focused on creating the kind of an experience that will make technology transparent. It is really not about technology. It is really not about Silicon Valley or anything. It's about enabling creative people. Most of the people here are developers of experiences, to be able to enable the mass consumers, that anybody, any gender, any age, any part of the world, to be transformed, to be experiencing any fantasy they have, whether it's sex or anything else. I can give you one more story, and then I'm sure I'm going to have to leave. But I can tell you that I started this company in 2007, and my co-founder is quite a successful movie producer. His name is Avi Arad. Some of you might know him. He's been my mentor for more than 25 years. I know him since 1986. Avi is a producer of movies like Iron Man and Spider-Man and X-Men and all those giant productions. He's done X-Men with Fox, with Ted and his guys at Fox. I can tell you, Avi looks at VR as the place where he will be able to give people what he always wanted with Spider-Man, with Iron Man. It's not about letting all of us feel that we are traveling, piggybacking on Spider-Man or on Iron Man back so we can see what they do. It's about being a superhero. It's about experiencing what it is to be an Iron Man or a Spider-Man. Or what Fox just proved they're doing now with X-Men, or hopefully many other properties. Or our friends at DreamWorks doing an amazing job with their products, with their properties, which is very brave for them to risk it. Such valuable IP in an upcoming market. So I just want to thank the developer community, and more than anything, I want to thank the believers, the people like Johnny and Cosmo and people like Carl from SVVR. And again, we need to take a step back. Before Oculus was Facebook and all that, we need to remember, I didn't hear anybody mention Palmer. Palmer is a kid that, in 2013, in the virtual reality academic conference back in Orlando, he and I took a taxi back after we both sat on a panel. And we drove back in a taxi, and he was just explaining people how, Oculus and how VR is not about making money, it's about transforming the experience of people. And I, of course, argue that it's better be about money, otherwise nobody will support it. Yeah, it was a strange conversation, but he was then younger, 2 years younger. It was unique. But I was telling him that this is not just games. I told him, I'm telling you, this is going to be everything. everything will be transformed. Its education will be better. Its rehabilitation will be better. We are doing training and rehab. We are doing rehab, stroke rehab. We're doing so many different things that VR is going to do it so much better. We'll make it accessible to so many more people. We'll democratize so many different privileged, services. So again, let's all thank ourselves, and let's all thank all those that are not here, that are making virtual reality a reality.
Best overall experience, presented by Six Sense. The honorees are Riftmax, Internow Games, Tiltbrook, Skill and Hacking, Strangers with Patrick Watson, Felix and Paul, Zombies on the Holodeck, Servios, Utopia, Apollo VR, Darknet, E-Media, VR Chat, VR Chat.
I'm not going to say they're my favorites, but they are close favorite, meaning they are, we have so many developers that we work with, but Zombie on the Holodeck just won.
Really an honor. Can't believe I got this. I thank everyone I wanted to thank already. I guess I'll thank all the people who aren't here tonight, who've put work in over the past 10, 20 years, doing all the stuff that I was too young to even think about. It helped a lot. I couldn't be here without all the work that everyone else previously had done. Thank you.
That's it. Thanks everybody for coming. Have a great night. Have a great year.